I've just been on the phone with a high-level source in Israel, and I do have breaking news on the hostage deal. I'm told that Qatar is expected to hold a press conference and brief journalists at 1 p.m. local time. That's 9 p.m. our time. Qatar is expected to go through the details of the hostage deal. From Israel's perspective, these are the last days that this deal will remain on the table. It's been on the table, remember, since May 2024. May 2024. And it's only in the final days of the Biden administration that Hamas is finally coming to the table, because Trump has said there'll be hell to pay, that he'll unleash hell in the Middle East if the hostages aren't released. So there's a lot of pushback to it in Israel at the moment. There's already demonstrations that are being planned in Israel against the deal. It is controversial. As I've been reporting tonight, there will be immense, unimaginable celebrations to have the hostages home. But again, at what price? And there are concerns, real concerns, that some of the worst Palestinian terrorists will be released from Israeli prisons. We've just been waiting now to join Ashley Waxman Bakshi. Her cousin, a 19-year-old, Adam Berger, was taken on October 7. He's been held hostage, and Ashley has been working tirelessly to demand the release of the hostages. I hope we have her now. Ashley, welcome to the program. Look, what will it mean to you to have your cousin home?
I mean, we've been praying for this since October 7th. I just want to correct you. Agam, she's a female.
Apologies.
And that's okay. And she was taken when she was 19, and she has turned 20. So she's 20. That's how long they've been there. Obviously, we can't breathe anymore. Like, I could barely sleep at night. Also because there was a ballistic missile sent from Yemen, which woke us up at 3 o'clock in the morning. But I honestly couldn't sleep. I couldn't fall asleep because I just kept waiting for the news to come out yesterday. And then only late at night, they said that finally there would be more in the morning. So I understood that we should go to sleep. But I mean, we can't breathe. We can't breathe waiting.
And Ashley, you don't know yet. I mean, the reports are unconfirmed, but the reports are that there'll be an initial release of 33 Israeli hostages, women, children, the elderly and the sick. But you haven't had it confirmed, have you, that your cousin's among those initial 33?
She should be, because my cousin is one of the female soldiers and they are on the list. So she should be, and we are hopeful, that we're afraid to say anything at this point, because as you mentioned at the beginning, this has been on the table since May, and we've gone through this emotional roller coaster of we're close to a deal. Oh, it's going to happen any day now. Like we've been in this position so many times. The only thing that has changed this time is Trump. That's the only thing that has changed. So we are really, really hoping that this is the game changer. This is what's going to finally allow this deal to come through. I heard you speak a little bit about the protests here in Israel as well. I mean, I can understand the people who are protesting. There are families who are protesting because they're afraid for their loved ones, because they don't want the deal to go through in rounds, right? They want everyone to be released at once because they're fearful that their loved ones are going to remain in captivity. You cannot judge any family member at this point in time. And these protests are buildup of so much emotion, such an emotional roller coaster that we've all felt for the past year, that nothing really represents anybody anymore. Like, we have families that are, half the country is divided. And like you said, we want this deal to go through because obviously I want my cousin home as soon as possible. One more day every day is hell for them, every single day. But it's so complicated. We need everyone home. We need everyone home. And if it was possible to do a deal that everyone would be home yesterday, obviously we'd all be fighting for that.
Absolutely. And we just wish there was a better deal where all of the hostages would be released at the same time. And as I said earlier in the program, you know, an ideal deal would mean no Palestinian terrorist would be released, because there's no equivalence here. There's no exchange here. I mean, mothers, children, girls, none of them are prisoners of war. Ashley?
It's absurd, because an ideal deal would be no deal at all, to be honest. I don't advocate. I happen to have studied counterterrorism in university, and the first thing we learn there is that you don't negotiate with terrorists. You only incentivize them to do it again and again and again if you continue giving them what they want. But all of that goes out the window when real people and your loved ones are in Hamas captivity. Like, there's no other choice. It is in our values as a country, in our Jewish values, that we don't leave our people behind and we bring everyone home, and every life matters. And if that means that we need to let these monster murders, cold-blooded murderers who have stabbed women on the street and who have not blown themselves up, because obviously they're not in jail, but who've done the worst attacks, we have to let them go to bring our loved ones home. It's absurd. And what's most absurd is that we feel like the world just doesn't support us. If the world would support Israel more.
It's horrific how the world has let these women, children, and other innocent hostages down, beyond appalling. Ashley, thank you very much for your time tonight.
Thank you.